Hi everyone, today we're going to take a look at the Zopo ZP820, which is Zopo's latest entry-level quad-core phone. Before we take a look at the phone and what's inside the box, let's take a look at the specifications on the rear of the box. Alright, so the Zopo ZP820, this is actually a refreshed version of the Zopo ZP810, so much of the specification is the same. We've got a 5-inch QHD 960x540 display, a 1.3 GHz quad-core MediaTek processor. It's the MT6582 processor in here. 1 GB of RAM, 4 GB of internal memory, and space for a 64 GB micro SD card. The phone also supports dual SIM standby and GSM frequencies 850, 900, 1800, and 1900, and WCDMA frequencies 850 and 2100. We've also got an 8 megapixel rear autofocus camera with LED flash and 5 megapixel front camera, GPS and AGPS. The phone supports 1080 playback and 1080 recording, 2000 mAh battery, Android 4.2, Bluetooth 4.0, and a couple of different sensors here too. Now this is the international version of the Zopo ZP820, so it comes in this black and blue box, and we also get this zopomobile.cn, which is actually the English website for Zopo. So if you get a box like this, you know you've got the international model. If you get a different box, you've probably got a Chinese version of the phone. Okay, let's take a look inside. Let's open up. So we have the phone in a plastic bag. I'll just pop that to one side. Inside the packet, we have a screen protector with a small lint-free cloth there, so you can pop on the screen protector as soon as the phone arrives. There's an instruction manual, warranty card, and other details in here. A silicone case here to keep the Zopo ZP820 looking good. Some earphones with a microphone on there too, so you can use it as a hands-free kit in the car. Charger. And we've also got a USB data cable. And that's everything in the box. Alright, let's take a look at the phone itself. I've already put the battery inside the Zopo ZP820. It's got a 2000 mAh battery. So this is the front of the phone. Let me just give it a quick wipe. It's got a few fingerprints on there. So it's a 5-inch QHD display. Above that there's a 4.9 megapixel camera. 3 capacitive Android navigation buttons here, which are backlit. If we turn the phone over, 8 megapixel camera with an LED flash, Zopo logo, and speaker grill. The base has a micro USB plug. This little area here, so we can get our nail in and pop the back off, like so. Inside there's the battery, 2000 mAh battery. WCDM and GSM antenna at the bottom, GPS and Wi-Fi Bluetooth at the top. This is the micro SD card space, so you can put a 64 GB card in there, and 2 SIM card slots. Let's pop the back on. The right hand side has a power button, which will also lock the screen, and volume rocker, and the top has a 3.5mm headphone jack. Alrighty, let's have a look at the phone itself. Now, as you can see, the design of the phone is very similar. Well, it's exactly the same as the Zopo ZP810. Specifications are nearly the same too, except that new 1.3 GHz quad-core processor. And as you can see, when we turn the phone on, things are a little different on the inside. The Zopo ZP820 that we have is running Android 4.2.2, and as you can see, Zopo have given a new look to the UI. They've changed the icons to MIUI style icons, which you'll find on a Xiaomi, Hongmi, or Mi3, which looks really nice on the phone. We also get this handy little bar here, so we can quickly go into we don't need to go into settings, we can just turn Bluetooth and Wi-Fi on here. This is all the similar stuff as you'd find in MIUI or the MIUI home launcher. Here's your app drawer. Now, this being the international version of the Zopo ZP820, Zopo have already installed quite a lot of interesting apps on here that you wouldn't normally find on a Chinese phone. For example, you've got Google Drive already built in. Facebook is already here. I installed Instagram myself. Google Maps, navigation, and the Google Play Store are already on the phone when you buy it. So are Google Talk and Twitter, WhatsApp, and YouTube as well. So there's a lot of stuff in here already built in. There's also a wireless OTA update option here too. And there's a movie editor in here too. So lots of stuff to play around with, even before you log into your Google account and start downloading things yourself. Okay, one of the things I installed was N22, so we'll take a look at that. And I've already ran the N22 benchmark, and as you can see, it's called 17290. Now this is a $160 Android phone with a quad-core processor and 1 GB of RAM. That's a very impressive score for a phone that costs so little. If we go into the device information, you can see it's listed as the Zopo ZP820, Android 4.2.2. There's our processor and GPU, it's a Mali 400. Screen resolution, 8 megapixel camera, 1 GB of RAM in there too, 1.3 GHz processor, 4.9 megapixel front camera. And as you can see, these buttons do light up. If we just wait for a moment, they should go off. There you go. So they do light up. Alright, so as you can see, flicking from one screen to the next, nice and smooth. Opening the app drawer, very quick. Let's open up the camera. This is the gallery. I was looking at some pictures before. Press back and we're in the camera already. It's all nice and quick. So this is the 8 megapixel rear camera on here. Let's have a look. Let's see what we can take a photo of. Let's bring my camera in. So here it is. Here's my camera. The autofocus there. You can see taking photos really fast. We've also got the burst mode on here too. Yeah, nice and quick. Already saved those pictures. We'll go into the gallery. So this is a obviously close-up photos. Pretty good. Good light in here too. So these are some photos I took yesterday. Quite a sunny day. Playing around with the different settings. This is with the HDR turned on, some of them with HDR on, some of them with HDR off. So not a bad camera. For a $160 phone, the 8 megapixel camera on the Zopo ZP820 is pretty good. Alright, let's go out of that. Let's have a look at the settings. So you can see I'm flicking through things, everything's opening really quick. There's no problems, the screen is nice and responsive, there are no ghost touch issues, which have been a problem with some other Zopo devices in the past. Let's check out the languages. You can see all the menus have been slightly changed. They're not your standard Android menus, they've been given a nice new UI. And you can see we've got plenty of different languages in here. So that's it. That's the Zopo ZP820.